So we just wrapped up the Pentagon press briefing where we heard from Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Air Force General Kane, and they were walking the press through exactly how the U.S. carried out those strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities over the weekend, and then also how the military defended the base in Doha, Qatar from Iranian strikes on Monday. It comes as there are questions around that early intelligence assessment that said Iranians moved highly enriched uranium from those facilities ahead of the strikes, and that perhaps the strikes only push back Iran's nuclear program by a few months. The Secretary of Defense really pushing back and lashing out at members of the media here today on those reports, even though there are questions around how they are saying this was a complete obliteration, while at the same time saying these are still early days and this was just a preliminary assessment. I tried to press both of those officials on whether or not they will release that information when it does become available. Take a listen to this.
I wanted to ask you, the CIA statement said when possible they will provide updates and information to the public for transparency, and I believe that's what we're looking for here. Do you commit to share the Defense Intelligence Agency report when it is ready, so the American people can understand more about the intelligence assessment?
Well, actually, the report that was discussed, this preliminary report, was what's called a restrike report. So it comes to us to give us an assessment whether a target would need to be restruck, right? That's the reason why. So it's based on internal feedback loop that we're supposed to have access to. Unfortunately, someone took advantage of that. But whatever is supposed to be made public will be, but whatever has to stay sensitive.
Sir, can I just jump in? You know, one of the things that I'm trying to do through this journey that we're on together, of course, transparency, but also the requirement to really protect these capabilities. I guess the time's up. So there's a balance in there, right? We do need to preserve options should the nation and the joint force be tasked to go do something again. So I'm confident we'll find the middle ground, but there are some things that if asked, I'd want to not release related.
And the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff touched on it there at the end, that this has been a moment for them to learn from, in a sense, of what they're able to share and what they aren't, and be able to get as much information out there as to be as transparent as possible, while also holding back some information that they aren't able to declassify. We're still waiting to see if they will share more of that information as it becomes available. As they say, this is still early days of the assessment period.